Haters gonna hate. But sometimes that hate can be overwhelming, crippling even. When online bullying is at its worst, when people set out to destroy you, what do? How about nothing? Or just go right along with what they're saying and keep it moving. Works for this guy. It's my pleasure to introduce you to cosplayer extraordinaire and the hardest working man out of Italy, Leon Chiro. Leon Chiro is from Rome, Italy. He was born May 31st, 1991. He has been a professional cosplayer for the last 11 years. He is also a professional model, former Italian champion athlete, trains as a pro wrestler, and is attending the Vigamus Academy in Rome, where he is studying digital communications and marketing in video games. Leon is an open book and is known for his positive attitude and outlook on life. He has an incredible array of high-quality cosplays he's developed over the years, both on his own and in partnership with large game companies such as Ubisoft, Capcom, and Riot Games. He is the official face of the Assassin's Creed video games in Italy. Growing up, Leon was a small, skinny child who was in love with Pokemon. Unfortunately, as often is the case, this made him a target for bullying. This led Leon to feel a lack of confidence and become introverted. Leon, a fan of wrestling, always looked up to and idolized his favorite pro wrestlers as heroes. He looked up to them for inspiration and motivated himself to take on a more driven, positive attitude to become the hero of his own life story. At a young age, he began to train himself and track his progress daily in athletics. As time would go on, Leon would gain confidence as he motivated himself to become better and stronger within his goals. He managed to transform himself from the frail, picked-on little boy to an athlete on the national level. He would end up becoming a personal trainer with skills in calisthenics, martial arts, and parkouring. Around 2010, Leon decided to do a video game-themed modeling photo shoot. Soon after this photo shoot, a friend of his introduced him to cosplaying and invited him to go to a local convention. At the convention, his friend encouraged him to conversate and socialize with other cosplayers. Leon took to the cosplay community and became an immediate participant. He would go on to win his first cosplay contest at the Romex Comic-Con in 2010 with his Titus cosplay. After this, Leon would go on to win contest after contest, expanding his cosplay repertoire, improving on his skills in makeup and costume making. Leon would prove to have an extraordinary work ethic, creating an incredible amount of varied cosplays, ranging the breadth of anime, video games, sci-fi, fantasy, and even classic Disney movies. Eventually, Leon would start to be invited to conventions as a guest and competition judge, starting his career as a professional cosplayer. Leon had one of his first real breaks as a cosplayer when Capcom shared a post of him dressed as one of their characters. He cites one of the important factors to a successful cosplay career is having a strong and consistent social media presence. Leon has worked hard at this, starting with his Facebook account focused around his cosplaying career in 2011. Since then, he now has a large following across all popular social media outlets, including Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch. He manages his pages himself and works hard at updating them daily. He uses his social media to enrich the lives of his followers with his wonderfully positive attitude, motivational words, and of course, his beautiful cosplays. Along with his success, Leon's social media presence would also be the source of many of his woes. Being such a large success, online detractors would end up fiercely targeting Leon. Some became so passionately jealous of him that they organized themselves and began to spread rumors, such as claiming he photo manipulates or photoshops his photos to enhance his look, particularly his abs. Those who organized themselves against Leon went as far as to falsely report his official Facebook page as fake. They were successful in having his page removed from Facebook in at least 3 different instances. Most recently, Leon had to write a letter to his followers on Twitter, defending himself against an attacker, claiming that he referred to the recent activities and protests of the Black Lives Matter movement ineffectually as drama. In his defense, Leon posted the video where he allegedly referred to the Black Lives Matter movement as drama on his feed for all to view. He did this so others can decide for themselves whether he is guilty of this accusation or not. These attacks, especially the continual removal of his Facebook page, one of his main ways of staying in contact with his followers, would affect Leon. But, unlike when he was a child dealing with bullies, Leon would face these detractors and combat them with positivity, also using their own attacks against them. He would diffuse their insults by owning them, like playing along with the false idea that his abs are fabricated. He would jokingly tell interviewers that his abs are the actual result of photoshopping. This style of deflection would show Leon's attackers that their negative opinions and false accusations do not matter to him. He would acknowledge these attacks, then move on, continuing to focus on all the positive components of his life. He believes if you focus on negativity, you will find it everywhere. But if you focus on positivity in the cosplay community, then you will create positivity within the community. Leon's positive nature would allow him to accomplish much. As the years would go on, Leon would be invited to an increasing number of cons. Leon now goes to an average of 4 conventions a month worldwide. He has attended conventions on nearly every continent, including Africa, South America, and Asia. In 2017 alone, he went to 43 conventions, with a high of attending 6 conventions in the month of September that year. Leon continues to study at the Bigamist Academy, model for several large video game companies, cosplay, and is now training in and chasing a career in pro wrestling. He was recently interviewed by SIW Wrestling in Italy as a pro wrestler. Leon recently revealed the work he has completed so far for his cosplay of Ivor, the main protagonist in the upcoming game, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and his cosplay for the League of Legends champion, Set. The Set cosplay was supposed to be revealed at this year's La Mole Comic-Con, the largest comic book convention in Mexico and one of the largest in North America, but instead premiered on social media. This was due to game publisher Riot Games pulling from the event due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Due to the current pandemic, Leon will most likely not attend any events for the remaining year, but he will continue to release content and motivate his followers through his social media outlets. Leon is a loving, hard-working individual who is in love with his work and his worldwide followers. He is a strong member of the cosplay community and a premier male cosplayer, bringing hope, goodwill, and a motivational example to a world desperately in need of such. If the sky's the limit, then Leon Chiro's hard work has put him in the stratosphere.